The following program is for entertainment and educational purposes. Anything taken out of context is your own fault. The following program is not sponsored. The following host does not sound like this in real life.
I was making racks. I was counting stacks. Every day I would try to figure out how it would last. I was always think about your whole damn past. Wondering she think about that same nigga that would make it crash. You a goof. I send this whole spoof. Never understand.
And welcome everyone to another episode of the Waddy Talk podcast. You guys are really hanging on in here. From the top of my heart, I really appreciate that. I'm glad you all keep continuing to tune in wherever you're coming from. If you're coming from Apple or YouTube or Spotify or Amazon, wherever it is you're coming from, iHeart, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for continuing to be faithful listeners, whoever you guys are. Thank you. Like, that does my heart good. I'm glad look, most of all, I appreciate you guys for sticking in there with me, being patient with me and everything like that, because you guys really make it possible. You guys really keep me going. It's like, wow, somebody's actually like looking forward to my show. Somebody is actually looking forward to what I'm going to say. And all sorts of things and anything like that. When I see the views go up on a daily, that makes me happy. And it's not even 1,000 some people. I don't care. It's like 50, 60, 70 some of y'all. I appreciate that from the top of my heart. If it was 8 of you, I would still appreciate that. And I thank you for tuning in, continuing to tune in. That makes me happy. But you didn't come on the show to listen to me thank you all day, because I would continue to explain the greatness you guys are and how excellent and how God's gonna bless every one of y'all just for supporting one person. But I'm not gonna go into that today. Today I am going into as you can tell by the titles, it definitely says a loss or quote unquote loss the better chances. What are those types of losses? Everybody, we're all in this thing called life together. We all, as you can see, was in COVID together. And we were in all that together. But life is life, But it helps, honestly, when you look at things from a positive aspect, from a positive, have like positive vibes, positive people, and things around you. Last week, I talked on bad spirits, as a part of the friendship thing or whatever. I was talking about that, but I can go in a little bit further on that, but I'm not. It kind of ties into this topic today. And what is a loss exactly? You have things. There's the things about you have like reality, and you have. I'm gonna explain it like this. There's a reality to a loss, and then there's a positive thing about a loss, So I'm going to explain it that way from my perspective. And we're going to go from there. First off, have a positive outlook on life. Have a real positive outlook on life. Don't take a loss as a loss. I'll be the first to tell you, I take more L's than I take pictures. And that just comes from anything. That doesn't mean I'm going to give up. That doesn't mean I'm going to sit here and be like, keep taking L's, give up on your dream. It helps you too. I don't know if you guys are like this, but what I've learned a lot within the past year or two is people don't dream anymore. People don't really dream, dreams that they dream. Like, you think about this. These kids now, look at the kids now that we are with and dealing with. Some of them don't dream. Most of them don't dream because they are distracted by, these phones, by TikTok that just got unbanned for however many days, whatever. Instagram, YouTube, things like that, especially the YouTube. Kids now don't dream anymore. They want to be like, oh, I'm a gamer. Oh, I want to be that. And you can be that. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, but I'm saying though, it helps you if you have a dream. on life, if you have a dream on that keeps you going, like, I don't know, from my time, and I'm not that old, okay, I'm only 2.5 years from 30, but take like the little girls, the girls I grew up with, most of them had dreams. They had somebody to look up to. Kids now don't have really people to look up to now. Like, when at the time I was growing up, there was these girls called the Cheetah Girls, and every girl ever was into the Cheetah Girls. Even boys was into the Cheetah Girls, right? Mostly because they was cute. But anyway, they had dreams. You know, they grew up to say, I want to be dancers, or I want to be a Cheetah Girl. They wanted to be a Cheetah Girl at that time. You know, you grow up and learn that's not real. But yeah, they grew up to want to be dancers or teachers or doing something in music, musicians, that type thing. Like, look at those types of dreams or whatever. Little boys, most of them, that didn't include myself, but they were into superheroes. You know, like Spider-Man and the Ninja Turtles and Batman and things like that. And they want to go out in the world and kick butt. Not really a real dream. I mean, it is in a nutshell, but they grew up to be what? Cops? Heroes. They grew up to be heroes. A firefighter is a hero. A cop is a hero. A mail carrier is a hero. People grow up to want to do that. No job is better than the other, well, it is in a sense when you're trying to make money, but no job is better than the other, and nobody is better than the next person. Okay. Point is, it really helps if you have a dream. If you have dreams and aspirations to help you look at a different outlook on life, if that makes sense. Then so, but what is a loss exactly? A loss, you see, is real. I'm gonna explain it kind of like this. You go through things in life, you have all these different losses. Losses can be people, and that could be whether the friendship or relationship or the family ship or whatever, it ended. It could be somebody died, which is the losses I take the hardest. But nevertheless, I do try to see a positive outlook on things like that. Loss could be you lost your job. Now you can look at that type of loss in a different way. You guys can look at that one kind of like, let's see, I lost my job, and you might be on a career path per se. You could be on a whole career path, and you lose your job. Hey, that gives you time. A loss, actually, losses, setbacks, mishaps, death, even that stuff isn't death in your family. Those aren't really, I don't want you guys to look at those as failures. That's not really a failure. At one point, you know, when I was younger, I looked at those as failures. It was like, oh, that's it. There's nothing else going on. But what I have learned, and again, I learned it the hard way. Again, life goes on. It's going to go on. Like, life is just going to continue to keep on lifing and going on. But it helps if you have a positive outlook on life. Like, take those L's with a grain of salt. Take them with the fact that take them as in like, okay, I'm gonna use this. How am I gonna use this to help me do better? How am I gonna use this to help me, you know, progressing? Because that's kind of what you want to do. When you have a dream and when you have goals and all this to reach, you're gonna keep going. You're not gonna let these L's just stop you, and you can't let these L's just stop you. Like, keep going in life. Keep progressing. You keep falling, you get up. And you get up and you get up as much as you want to. Hey, listen. Sometimes you gotta chase it. Sometimes, you'll have to risk a dream for only... Oh, man, I said it wrong. Risk it all for only a dream that you can see. Like, prime example, and this is just me, okay? Everybody has different dreams of what they want to do, okay? When I was a little boy, this is just an example of how to keep your dream going or whatever. When I was a little boy, before I looked at cartoons and everything like that, I kid you not, ask my mother and daddy. They could tell you the same thing. I was watching Jeopardy. Now, those of us that don't know what Jeopardy is, you don't watch it. It's boring to you. It's not interested in to you because you have no, because you got enough education at school, which is why you have a GED. But anyway, I was watching that. Jeopardy was one of my favorite shows, and I watched it clean up till high school, or maybe middle school, somewhere around there. I had Jeopardy books, question books. Now they had the questions and the answers, and I'd be like, okay, this such and such. But mind you, they were kind of dated back then, or whatever. But I had books. I had a CD-ROM game. I had 2 board games. One of them was sports, and I didn't even play sports. I didn't know anything about sport, and that was a dream of my daddy's that didn't come true. Because do I look like I can play sports? No, but nevertheless, though, Jeopardy, I was into it, and I wanted to meet Alex Trebek. He died 2020 ago from pancreatic cancer, like a day before my birthday. Now, but you couldn't tell me I wasn't about to go on Jeopardy. I wanted to be on Jeopardy. They used to have the kids up there, and I just thought, man, I'm gonna be up there one day. And I wanted to be registered and everything. I used to tell my daddy, Dad, register me to be on Jeopardy, and blah, blah, blah. Now, mind you, I had a dream when I was younger. Now, as I got older, they filmed Jeopardy somewhere else, and then that would involve travel expenses and blah, 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 this and auditions and all this stuff. But what I have learned as I got older is I learned production. I studied Jeopardy enough to learn how production kind of works. Like, look at this show. It's not big, but it's production. It's not really a start, but I mean, I've been doing this for 5 years, and this show, life happened. Otherwise, I would have been on season 5 or 6 by now, but life happened. Things happen. Did I give up? Yeah, at one point, but then I kind of was like, you know what? I need to do something. So, nevertheless, it's because of shows like Jeopardy and other things like that. Oh, by the way, I don't want to be on Jeopardy no more because Alex Trebek died. But I do have a uncle, and he was the first person I've ever watched on TV. You guys don't know who Alex Trebek is, but hey, you know that you do. But nevertheless, though, I wanted to be up there. Now, because of that show and many others, many others, I want to work in production. Why am I not giving up on the dream? No, because it's possible. Your dreams are possible. Don't let no dream killer heifers come and tell you that your dream isn't possible, that your dream isn't any of that. You can do that. You can do whatever it is you want to be. You can be anything that you want to be. Learn what you want to learn. You got to believe in yourself. Okay? That's it. Just believe in yourself. Now, again, because of the show, I wanted to work in production. So I learned about production. And actually, it was photography first, and that dream has been achieved. And that dream is continuous. Dreams can also continue. It'll build up to and all that, but dreams isn't really what we came to discuss. We talked about losses. One loss is another win. Look at all these people that I would say, admire or look up to, appreciate. You know, look at some of these artists. There are artists I know that can sing. There are people I know who aren't signed that can sing, or who were signed that can still sing. But listen to the people that we have now. And I'm not going to kill nobody's dream, but listen to trap music, okay? That is a bunch of garbage. It's just and it's the same tick 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 beat. It is. If you sit here and listen to it, which I'm quite sure many of you do, it's the same beat. And I don't know none of the rappers. I don't know any of them. And come to find out, there was some that had some of them crazy names back then too. But, you know, I didn't come to talk about that. Nevertheless, though, they had a dream. They got signed. Trash music, but they got signed. It's artists now that can sing that aren't signed, that are probably thinking, why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? I can sing. I have talent. You know, there are different elements that go into that. But nevertheless, though, you can still do it regardless of the element. Look at that. Somebody says no, bam, go somewhere else. They say no, bam. Look at these actors. Look at all these actors and actresses. They all got a bunch of no's. They probably still getting no's. They probably are offer roles, and they're the ones telling people no. Excuse me. But yeah. Don't look at an L as a failure. You're not failing in anything. You know, you might don't any loss, any no, and that somewhat goes to, guys and girls relationship things, but that's a different aspect, and that's a whole different conversation in itself. But yeah, don't look at those losses as failures. You're not failing at anything. We're all going through life together. We're not failing anything. We might have setbacks, but that's not a failure. You might have death in the family. That's not a failure. You might have got fired or lost your job, broke your leg, or end up sickness can happen. Like, you never know what life might throw at you, but they're not failures. You can recover from that. Like, look at me. I lost my voice for 3-4 months. You can come back. You can progress, is my point. You can progress, but you got to have a positive outlook on life. And it's not the end. It's not the end. Like, look, a failure, a mishap, an L, not the end. You can still do it. And there'll be better chances, or whatever. Somebody says no, you got a better chance. There might be a better chance somewhere. Like, look at me. And I use me as an example because nobody else is here. But, so, I'm trying to help you guys from my perspective and my outlook on life, on how life can be, on how you can really do good for yourself. Like me, I want to move. I want to move somewhere to the beach, one of the beaches. And who knows, maybe I could be a radio host. Maybe I could be what I want to do is other things, but I'm not going to discuss on the show because y'all not going to kill my dream at all. My dream is going to come true. Helps too to have the right people around. Anybody who doesn't support your dream, I ain't gonna say anybody who doesn't support it. But anybody who's trying to belittle it or kill it or become what I just said, a dream killing heifer, you need to get rid of them. Like, that's that bad spirit thing I told you guys about. You need to get rid of them because those people aren't gonna do anything but hold you back, hinder you back, take you somewhere you don't want to be, or have you in some type of setback that's gonna take you a hot minute to get out of. And I do mean a hot minute, but I'm not gonna go into detail about that because I don't want to get canceled on my own show. So, things kind of like that. But yeah, those aren't really failures. You're not failing at anything. And you sometimes gotta let people miss out. It's the truth. People like that, bad spirits, get rid of them. Listen, sometimes you have to risk it all for a dream only you can see. That's it. You have to. Not everybody's gonna see your dream. Not everybody's gonna understand your dream. But you live this life to. You live this life. If you live it like me, then you live it to be misunderstood, and that's okay. It's okay to be misunderstood, and it's okay that everybody's not gonna see your dream. Everybody's not gonna understand, and not everybody's not gonna care or support. But you keep going. Take those L's, take those losses, take them as just keep going. Just keep going. One loss is another win. You're winning at this. You're winning. There are things that's gonna happen. You might join something. You might be a part of something that is in your dream. And it's like, you know what? I don't need to be around it. Some people could be too bougie. Some people think they're perfect. Some people think they're great at whatever it is they do. The whole time they suck or they're like a real bad person. Stay away from those type of people. As I said, that's that bad spirited thing. But there's a better chance. You might have joined that job, or look at it like this. You got your job, you got fired. For whatever reason, you work hard and all this stuff. You probably have been at the job 5-10 years. Your time was up. Sometimes things are just a time lapse. You might be somewhere for however long. A certain job for 3, 4, 5 years. That's it. You get fired, move on to something better. Especially if you're on a career path. You kind of don't see those L's. You shouldn't see those L's. I'm sorry. You shouldn't see those L's as failures. Not all great artists. Everybody has to start from somewhere now. Now, no matter what the dream is, everybody has to start from somewhere. Wherever it is, you have to start from somewhere. And you keep going. You might want to be an artist and you can't draw a lick. Trace something. That's a start. Trace, color, paint, something like that. Get somebody to teach you how to draw. Start practicing shapes and colors and mess like that. You can do that. That's a start. That's not an L. I don't like it. You know, sometimes as beginners, if you're such a quote unquote a beginner or just going into this career type of field, you think you're supposed to have it right then. You're not going to have it right then. You're not going to have it straight on. You're not going to have it automatically. You're not going to have it. You're not going to have it all figured out in one and on the first day. It takes time to figure things out like that. Like, it takes time to figure out, okay, so what do I want to do? I have a dream of being, let's just say, the president, right? And that's a big dream, but let's just say it. No dream is too big. I don't want you to think that. No dream is too big. No dream is too small. Keep that in mind. No dream too big. No dream too small. Let's say that you want to be a president and you want to get into the politics, okay? You might start up somewhere in your community and doing something. They say, you go to the law school and all these other places. Next thing, you run for Senate, you run for mayor, you run for district attorney, you run for chief of police. You can run for any of that. Those are all levels to get to the top or whatever. You stay in the media or whatever, and then boom, who knows? You could become the president. You never know. There are presidents now, or at least I know one, whose parents never knew him, and they became the president of the United States. Hey, I mean, I'm just saying though, anything is possible. But don't give up. Don't give up on your dreams. Don't let nobody try to kill your dream, tell you some mess like, man, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do such and such, such. Listen to me, okay? What seems right to them might seem wrong to you because you don't think you're strong enough and smart enough at all. Don't listen to those people. Be sure that you try to climb before you get too scared to fall. Okay? And don't be scared to fall. You fall, by the way, y'all, that is a whole song, okay? Whoops. Wrong song. Anyway, but yeah, those are I mean, don't let nobody come in your dream and tell you that you need to such and such and such. Like you need to do this and that, or you need to go find something else, go find a real job, and blah blah blah. Those are the bad spirited people. Those are the naysayers. Those are the ones who can't dream. I firmly believe there are people who can't dream. They can't dream. They can't see vision because of whatever issues, and that's a part of having bad spirits too. They can't see something within themselves. They have issues to deal with themselves. But you don't need to hang on to them. You don't need to try to help somebody who doesn't want to help themselves. Some people do not want to help themselves. Do not be that person. It's where they come and they dump all of their anxiety and frustration on you while you trying to achieve your dreams. Go back that way. Stay where you are, because if you're not trying to help yourself, I'm no good. Okay? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and hold your weights. Again, don't forget that term, weights. I'm not gonna sit here and hold these while I'm trying to chase my dreams. I got enough on my back. I got all my dreams and aspirations and goals and mess like that on my back. I don't need your weights too. Like, no, I'm trying to chase my dreams and you're not gonna stop me too. Don't let no naysayers, don't let people who act like they saw the vision from the start. All of a sudden, wow, you did good. I'm gonna tell y'all this too. I'm gonna tell you this. This is a very interesting thing, and you guys can call me whatever you want to, but I don't care. Here, this is how I saw things. This is how I saw, like, oh my gosh, this is interesting. Moving into your purpose can cost you. Now look, mind y'all, this is a story that we all are familiar with. Every one of us are familiar with this story, okay? Anyway, you know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Now, if you watch that story. I'm gonna get to the gist of it because, well, if you listen to the song, okay, listen to the song. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and he was all over the red. Okay, mind you, all of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names, and they would never let poor Rudolph join the reindeer games. Now, if you watch the movie, he ran away or whatever because he was a, what they call it? He was a misfit. Come to find out, he wasn't the only misfit. They had Hermie the elf. He wanted to be a dentist. The abominable snow dude. He just thought he was too big. The golden miner. I forgot what it is. But anyway, all of them were quote unquote misfits. And there's another movie, but they had like misfit toys too that didn't grow or didn't sink or some mess like that. But anyway, though, as he got older, and he was found by Santa, somebody like that. Santa asked if he could guide his sleigh with his nose, because he had a light on his nose, right? He had a whole red light on his nose. And then all of a sudden, in the song, this is kind of what kind of made me mad. Then how the reindeer loved him. What? Then they loved him because he could guide the sleigh? They're not happy for him. That's what I said. I said, really? And I got older too, and I realized this is really a dumb song. Because why are you happy now? Right? You wasn't happy before. You was over there calling me all kinds of names. Flashlight, bright face, herpy nose, that type of thing. You was calling me all these names and wouldn't let me play the games. But when I got older, now you happy? And you want to be a part of my dream? Like, bruh, no. Go back over there. Go stay where you at. Stay exactly where you was before. All the losses I had to go to before Santa asked me to guide his sleigh, his sleigh? No, go back. Stay there. And listen, on top of that, those probably some of the same deer that's behind him. He in front and center, shining his light. They in the back, all Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. They all back there. They're the ones who call him names. They call him Herpy Nose. Like, no, that's not right. You're not supposed to do that. You're a dream killer. Don't be happy. Don't try it. Because now I'm quite sure his paycheck look nice. Maybe they all make the same, being the fact they do the same job. But his paycheck looks right. Like, no. Now look, I'm famous now and you want to be in the light. No. And listen, you don't have to sit there and tell nobody, no, you can't be a part of my light and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, you can say that, but you can be nice. Like, I didn't say treat them bad. I didn't say treat them like trash. I just said, no, you can't be a part of my dream. Because you didn't, I mean, look, there's going to be people in your life that don't support your dreams. I went right on dreams too, y'all. I'm sorry. I was talking about losses. Positive one loss is another win, but it's a part of that. Losses are definitely a part of dreams or whatever. But as I tell you, they're not failures. But the point is like, you're going to have people that don't support your dreams. You're going to have people who's going to naysay and don't believe in it. They can't see it because of the time. Don't rush life, okay? Don't rush your life. But you're going to get to wherever it is you want to. Wherever it is you want to be, wherever it is you want to be, wherever God has you purposed at. And you might not see it now, but when you get to the purpose, you'll understand it. Why God had you going through those types of trials, tribulations, death, loss of family members, sickness, or whatever, fights. There are battles. Sometimes the biggest battles are within yourself. You know, we battle ourselves sometimes. Like, we give up on ourselves. We give up on things that we don't need to. Things that we believe in ourselves. Like, we wanted this and we give up on that. Don't give up on your dreams, y'all. Don't give up on things that you know you want to do. Don't give up on anything like that. This world probably needs you. Whatever it is you want to be, the world is needed. It's needed. That means if you want to be a nurse, man or female, you go and be that nurse. You want to be a doctor, you sit there and study all the encyclopedias and all that mess in the world. You want to sit there and be a clown. You sit there, go be a clown. You want to be an architect, go be an architect. You want to be a dentist, go be a dentist. You want to be an actor, you go and become an actor. You want to be a painter, you want to be a photographer. You want to be a stormtrooper. You go out there and be the best stormtrooper that you can be. Go be the best that you can be. A loss is not a loss. That is another win. Losses are wins, yo. They are wins. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you this. I'm preaching to you and me. They are wins. Those L's I took, the L's I take more than I take pictures, those are wins. Those are wins, okay? That means take them like this. Take them with a grain of salt. Take all those L's with a grain of salt. Because you're going to get to exactly where it is you want to be in the time being. That's something you need to keep in mind. That's something I need to keep in mind. That's something we both need to keep in mind. Both of us, you and me, right here, right now. The moment we're having, I'm looking at you. We need to keep time management. The time, because we think about it every day. You think about it. I think about my dreams and goals and aspirations every single day. And I'm in the same raggedy place now, just for the time being. That time being can be used for, let me save up my money. Let me get my finances right. Let me get my spiritual life right. Let me get some things in order. So when I go to the next place, I don't have all these burdens and extra finances and debt with me when I go. You know, those types of things. Like, think about things like that. Yeah. Like me, I want to move. And I don't like the hometown I'm in, but because I'm be honest, I moved when I got my place. My last grandparent died like 2 months later, which is like, oh, now I really don't want to be here. Don't get me wrong. I love my aunts and uncles and cousins and all of my friends and extended aunts, uncles, friends, family, etc. I love people, okay? I don't have anything against nobody or anything like that. But I can't stay here. I'm sorry. This is not where my career choice is. This is not where I want to be or settle for the rest of my life. I'm adventurous. I like to have fun in life. I need to go somewhere fun. Somewhere peaceful and fun. Where I can do things. Adventurous. Like me, the dumbest dream I ever said was I want to surf and skateboard. First of all, I bought a whole skateboard knowing I can't even skateboard. And I'm about a surfboard knowing I can't surf. But the point is the dream. Listen, man has a dream, and that is a start. Follow your dream with mind and heart. When it becomes a reality, it'll be a dream come true for you and me. Because I want to see your dreams come true too. I love it when my friends and people, they talk about how they want to do this and that, how they want to do this and that. I got a friend now who wants to be a doctor or an EMT. She gonna kill me. Either way, she wants to be that. But she had all these other goals and things too. I remember it, but I can't tell you what it was exactly. And you know what? I went home and thought about that. And I was like, I really believe she can do all that too. Even side hustles, she can do it. Maybe she'll be an EMT for however long. And then bam, and move on to the next thing. I believe in my friends and people who said they want to do something, especially when they're taking the necessary steps and education and elements and all that to do it. Like, they really are sticking with it or whatever. They didn't give up on the dream. They didn't get involved with the wrong person and then end up in some predicament where now they feel like they can't chase their dreams. I do believe they can still chase their dreams too. If you do end up in the wrong predicament, that's that positive aspect on life that I keep discussing and talking about. Like look at life a whole different way. Some of these brands and people we see and television we watch, you know, sometimes those were years in advance before they became to be what they are today. I know that because I study production and I watch production a lot. And I don't just watch a show. Like, I know it's fake. I know it's not real. I know if I meet the person now, they're not real. But the backstory of it and how they see it and how I choose to see it is like, wow, it's amazing. I see it a whole different way. Yes, it might not be real because it's in front of a camera lens or whatever, but it's real in a sense. Sometimes you have to have a whole different aspect on life, a positive aspect on life. Look at life a whole nother way. Look at it positively. Think about how it's gonna help you. I know some of those losses and L's we take, they hit hard. They really do. They hit hard. But it's not the end, y'all. None of that is the end. It's not the end. It's not the end until God calls you home. And I'm positive that's a long way for us. It might feel short, and I pray for long life all the time. But I do right, but still, I pray for long life. But nevertheless, though, you can do it. It's not the end. It's not the end. The time management. Just hold on to patience. Learn patience if you can. I know that because it's hard. I'm still working on patience. But you can do it. And I know that you can. And I know that you know that I can do it. That's why you continue to watch the show, and that's why we're kind of on the end now. Have a more positive look on life, guys, because it'll help you in the long run. I'm telling you these things because these are lessons I've learned. These are all things I learned eventually, some point or another. I learned it. And I want you to learn it. I like to pass on things to other people. Who knows? Maybe one day I could be a radio host and host my own show. Maybe I could be a preacher. There are dreams and things I'm going to go for. And, as you dream, you might run into another dream that might involve with the first dream. That type thing. But thank you for, I really hope you guys got something out of this. I apologize. I'm going to share a little BTS. A week or something before, I try to jot down some notes or whatever that I'm gonna discuss on the show. Things and points, plots, stuff to get to. However, sometimes it just goes a whole nother way, which is okay. I'm fine with that. I think you guys are old enough to understand like what I was discussing, what I was talking about, and what I'm going for in the episode. So you guys understood it, even though it went a whole nother way. It all ties in eventually. I promise it does. But thank you for continuing to listen. Thank you for sticking with me this long. Being that when I don't have a guest, it's supposed to be only 20 minutes. But continue to follow my socials on TikTok and everything like that. TikTok. I'm sorry, not TikTok. Instagram, at the Waddy Talk podcast and at Waddell Richardson. Also, that's it. That's it. If you're a LinkedIn type of person, you can find my name on LinkedIn, Waddell Richardson. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Keep that positive vibe and outlook on life, and I'm positive I'll see you again next week. That's a laugh right there. All right, guys.
I was making racks. I was counting stacks. Every day I would try to figure out what last. I was always think about your whole damn past. When then she think about that same nigga that would make it crash. You a goof, lost in this whole spoof. Never understand how them and them got in this whole loop. That's if you said we forever, is that the real truth?